If you clicked on this video, then you're probably a lot like me. You're always trying to level up your work, but you keep getting projects that don't really allow for you to stretch your creativity. Sound familiar? Maybe you've been at this camera thing a couple years and you're wondering why the big leaps in skill feel so slow. Well, stick around because today we're gonna break down the thought process and the setup for the first scene of our ongoing MMA short film and show you why spec projects are the best creative tool to help level up your skills with zero client pressure and all the creative freedom.
It's time now. At the end of the day, like when I'm getting in the cage, when I'm making the step, that's the last thing that goes in my mind. It's him or me, that's it. If he had it his way, it'd be me. And I'm gonna have it my way and it's gonna be him.
I'm nearly 10 years in and I'm still learning every single day. This channel is here to help me document that journey and share tips with you guys that will help you on yours. So here's the thing, creative growth does not happen by accident, especially not when you're working with clients, you're on deadlines, and you're just playing it safe to get the job done. And maybe, just maybe, you might have a little budget left to get something to eat. To actually stretch, to try something risky, to fail, to try again after failing. You've got to create those opportunities yourself. The best way to do this is through spec work. It's not about getting paid all the time. Sometimes it's just got to be about getting better. This MMA film for me isn't for a client. No one's paying me to do it. I'm actually paying and self-funding the whole entire thing. But it's one of the most important projects that I've taken on in a long time because the whole reason for it is just to challenge me, to get me out of my comfort zone. This is where I get to test things, practice, get uncomfortable, and really lean into storytelling, not just client deliverables. Nobody likes to get uncomfortable. It is quite literally the opposite of comfort. But honestly, getting too comfortable is really dangerous for us creatives. You stop trying new techniques and you just repeat what worked before. You become your own ceiling. Remember, you don't need anybody else's permission to practice. You don't have to wait for a client. Just like with anything else in life, you just have to start. Let me set the stage for this short film. Firstly, I have always wanted to make an MMA film. I've been a huge fan of the UFC and the sport of MMA for over 15 years. So it ticked that box for me of something I'm actually interested in and actually know a lot about. There's a guy also from my local area named Ray Hayes who has been coming up through the rankings. He's been dominating everybody, and I really truly believe that he will be going into the UFC to compete at the highest level. He also has a story to tell. Him and his brother are both fighters. They lost their parents at a young age. He is very well spoken. He's charismatic. He has all the things, and all of that led me to reach out to him to not only tell his story, but also maybe bring his skills and what he does to an audience that may otherwise never have heard of him. It also ticked off the box of someone who could actually benefit from us doing this project. I don't just want to make a cool project. I want to make a cool project that has impact. This is an ongoing project currently. We're still working on this and we'll be working on it over the next few months. So make sure you subscribe, follow along this journey of us making this short film as we're going to document the whole process and break things down here on this YouTube channel of not only this project, but a bunch of other projects. And then we're going to document the actual fight also, and then make the actual short film after the fight. The first scene we filmed was of Ray training at Springfield Fight Club, which I had never been to in my life. Talk about getting out of your comfort zone. I was there bringing a camera into a room full of 30-ish people who could all probably beat me up. I had never actually even met Ray in person before, so we met up a little bit early in the parking lot before practice and talked a little bit, get to know one another and familiarize him with our process of what we were going for that day. The whole goal of this part of the shoot for me was to just capture the practice in the most non-invasive way possible.
That was the slow-mo sweat shot. going to be good.
We didn't set up lighting at all. That way we could not be in the way. We just capture things as it happened. So we walked in, I realized there was a big garage door open, letting natural light in. There's fluorescent lights up on the ceiling. It was pretty high above, made some pretty harsh downcast lighting. Was this flattering lighting whatsoever? Absolutely not. Did it fit the exact vibe we were going for a fight film? Yes, it did.
Light in here actually doesn't look too bad.
For the camera setup, I was using my Sony FX3 rig with a 24 to 70 millimeter lens, and a couple times we put the 70 to 180 on just for some close-up shots. I paired this with an easy rig just to save a little bit of stress on my back because we were running around for several hours, and that just saved a little bit of the pull on the back. I dialed in my white balance to make up for that little green shift. That way I'd have as much of a neutral starting point as I could in that scenario with mixed lighting. I always tried to position myself to where Ray was kind of backlit, and then I was shooting into the shadow side of his face or his body. It almost always worked out to where he was at least a little bit backlit, and I could be shooting into that shadow side. I tried to vary my shots. I shot wide, I shot tight, I shot super tight, I shot from over here, I went over there, I shot through things. That's something you can do with your work if you have some sort of a little boring shot and you want to add some sort of visual interest. You can add something in front of the lens and gives you a foreground element, then your subject, then the background. Sometimes it can help spice up those shots that might look a little bit boring on their own. We got a ton of really cool shots during this session, and even though we were shooting this in more of that run and gun documentary sort of style, I was still able to push myself and try new things in a location that was totally foreign to me and meet a ton of really awesome new people in the process. And it was all free of client expectations or limitations because it was a spec project. So I would highly encourage you to find something, come up with a concept, grab a friend, grab a light, and go try to shoot something. Before you go, one quick tip for networking with new people and growing during these sessions is to capture some other shots for other people that are there as well. While we were there, I shot some photos, and I had Naaman, who was capturing the behind the scenes video, shoot some photos as well of all the other people that were there. So we could then give that to them for allowing us to be in their space. Not only is it a great thing to do, just as a human being, also it gets them into your circle and gets them excited to support you and to share the project or your work as well, because you're giving them something they didn't even ask for. This is something important that I do, whether it's a client project, a spec project, or any other thing that I'm involved in. I always try to over-deliver. Yeah, you got to keep it within reason, but we're already there. We already have the ability to snap some photos. Why not get these people who are dedicated and pouring their literal sweat and blood out to pursue this passion of theirs, some images of them doing what they love to do. That's going to matter a lot more to them than anything else I could have done for them. And then they can follow along on your journey as well. It's a great way to get out in front of more people and get your name out while maintaining being a genuine human being. And if you're doing things like that really try to get your name out there in a good way, in a genuine way, over-delivering for your clients, over-delivering for other people who allow you to be there and doing your work, that's going to have a much greater positive impact on your career than people who choose not to do that. I'm a huge proponent of being a genuine human being. If you hire me to do a project and I shoot with you, you're going to have a good time. I'm going to have a good time, and then we're going to make something we're both proud of. This is one of the single greatest things about getting to do this job. We get to meet a bunch of people we might not have otherwise been able to meet just through a camera, and it's awesome to be able to do that. Thank you for watching this episode. Make sure you subscribe and don't miss our first Fast Friday episode, where you're going to get a quick tip that you can immediately implement into your workflow. Or come back next Monday, where there'll be a new episode right here waiting for you. If you have anything you would like to learn or hear my perspective on, leave it in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.